Good evening, you're now with me, Handigo for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak will be home to ASEAN'S first polysilicon semiconductor manufacturing facility through a strategic partnership. Landowners are urged to think long-term before selling as development drives up value. On global affairs, Vietnam approves $8 billion rail link to China, boosting trade and transport. OCI TERRASUS, a South Korean energy and chemical company, is collaborating with Japanese firm TOKUYAMA to invest in developing the first polysilicon semiconductor manufacturing facility in Sarawak, the first of its kind in ASEAN. OCI TERRASUS chairman Lee Wo-hyun emphasized the project's significance, stating that strong support from the Sarawak government is crucial given their shared vision for industry growth.
This is the first case ever that the Korean company and Japanese company work together and come to Malaysia, especially in Sarawak, to build the first polysilicon factory in the entire Asian region. So this will be a great journey, and the Premier has been very supportive so far ever since we came to Sarawak 8 years ago, and he was also promising that he will give also a lot of support to make sure that the semiconductor-related investment succeed.
He said this after a courtesy call to the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg at Wisma Bapa Malaysia on Wednesday. In ensuring the success of the project, OCI TERRASUS also plans to collaborate with local companies as well as technical training centers in creating a talent pool in the industry.
We're not hiring like cheap labor. We need more of the talent as much as possible, and we need to train them because this will take some time to get acquainted and also to reach to the certain level of excellence.
Additionally, OCI TERRASUS also plans to hire approximately 600 engineers and technicians in the next 3 years. The factory, he said, will be built in the Samalaju Industrial Park adjacent to the existing OCI TERRASUS facilities to support a more efficient operation.
Rural residents are advised against selling their land prematurely, even for high office, especially in fast-developing areas. Asajaya Assemblyman Sri Abdul Karim Rahmat Hamzah stressed that infrastructure projects like bridges and roads will greatly increase land value over time.
Bukannya perkara yang tidak biasa berlaku. Tiap-tiap kali ada pembangunan berlaku, sama ada pembinaan jambatan, pembinaan jalan raya, sama ada dekat dengan bandar ataupun di luar bandar. Ramai yang akan mencari tanah di tempat-tempat yang sama kerana mereka tahu apabila prasarana dibina, pembangunan meningkat, harga tanah naik. Jadi mereka yang dapat melihat jauh itu, mereka akan cepat-cepat membeli tanah-tanah, terutama sekali tanah-tanah yang ada bergerak. Dan di sinilah harapan kita, terutama sekali penduduk luar bandar, supaya bertahan dengan tanah.
He highlighted the case of Tanjung Embang, where land once sold for 15,000 ringgit has now skyrocketed to hundreds of thousands of ringgit, driven by rapid infrastructure development, including the construction of the new Kuching International Airport. This trend is also evident in other areas like Sibuyao, Batang Lupar, Samarahan, Sadong and Batu Kawah, following the launch of development projects.
Dengan terlalu teruja apabila tanah tu biasanya dijual dengan harga 10,000, 20,000 seekar. Ada orang yang menawarkan double ataupun 2 kali ganda terus menjual. Karena apabila prasarananya ada di sana, kemungkinannya harga tanah itu akan meningkat sampai 20-30 kali ganda.
The Sarawak government intends to establish a dedicated Department of Irrigation and Drainage for the agricultural sector, known as DID Farm, to ensure more efficient management of paddy irrigation systems. The Minister of Food Industry, Commodities and Regional Development Sarawak, Dr. Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom, said this initiative is crucial for sustaining paddy cultivation, similar to successful implementations in Sekinchan and Kedah.
We need a real engineer. I'm not saying that engineers are not real. They're specialized engineer to look into this drainage irrigation. I'm sure there are people who really do it. In Sekinchan, they have done it. In Kedah, they have done it. And we have the land.
At the same time, he revealed that the state government is exploring the use of prototype machinery to improve harvesting efficiency and reduce reliance on foreign labor.
As we develop and evolve into something which is modern and so on, and more efficient and more effective way of harvesting, a way of doing things, maybe perhaps we will be able to see the better future for not only our palm, for our agro sector.
He added further that the advancement of the state's agricultural sector depends on the ability to embrace and adapt to modern technology. Additionally, efforts to modernize the sector are supported by the Sarawak Land Consolidation and Rehabilitation Authority, SALCRA, and the Malaysian Agricultural Research and Development Institute, MARDI, which are actively introducing more efficient and sustainable agricultural methods.
Meanwhile, following the closing ceremony of the Palm Oil Management, Technology and Exhibition Conference PalmTech 2025 in Miri, Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom reaffirmed the Sarawak government's commitment to defending the state's palm oil industry amid challenges, including new European Union EU regulations on deforestation-free products. The Minister of Food Industry, Commodities and Regional Development Sarawak said EU restrictions on commodities such as palm oil, rubber, cocoa and pepper have impacted the expansion of agricultural land in Sarawak.
European Union, we just continue to do what we need to do, because if that is robbed out of us, there will be no economic return for the people in the rural areas, as good as killing us. So this is very important. It's not only Malaysia. Indonesia also fighting hard for it. Even Canada also fighting hard, so that we can have our those so-called in the bracket of 40, B40, to escape from poverty. Okay.
So how much revenue that we had from this industry for last year?
This industry, more than billion, about 1 billion.
In 2024, the palm oil industry contributed over 1 billion ringgit to the state's economy, with smallholders enjoying significant returns. He also urged stakeholders to continue supporting the palm oil commodity sector, which provides stable economic returns.
Vietnam's parliament has approved an $8 billion rail link connecting its largest northern port city to the China border, strengthening trade and transport ties between the two communist-led nations. Locals shared their views on how the new rail line will transform the way they travel.
Mình là một người thích đi để trải nghiệm và ngắm cảnh thì mình nghĩ là đi tàu nó sẽ hợp lý hơn. Vì là đi tàu mình sẽ được nhìn quang cảnh xung quanh, mình có thể cảm nhận được cái nhìn khách quan về nó. Còn đi máy bay thì thường là thời gian đi nó sẽ ngắn và mình sẽ không cảm nhận được gì nhiều.
Bản thân cô là cô rất thích đi tàu. Vì thứ nhất là nhân viên, tất cả những cái người anh chị em nhân viên ấy là cũng phục vụ tận tình. Cái thứ hai, những cái nhu cầu cá nhân đó nó rất tiện, là nó có vệ sinh đầy đủ. Chứ đi ô tô thì thực sự là về cái vệ sinh, về tất cả về cái phục vụ cá nhân ấy, nó khó khăn lắm.
The new rail line will run through some of Vietnam's key manufacturing hubs, home to Samsung, Foxconn, Pegatron and other global giants, many of whom rely on a regular flow of components from China. The route will stretch 390 kilometers from the port city of Haiphong to the mountainous city of Laochai, which borders China's Yunnan province, and will also run through the capital Hanoi. Construction of the railway was backed in a vote by 95% of parliamentarians in the country's rubber-stamped National Assembly. It is one of the two railway lines to China that Vietnam plans as part of its Two Corridors, One Belt initiative, which connects to Beijing's Belt and Road Global Infrastructure Program. U.S. President Donald Trump criticized Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky on Tuesday, implying he bore responsibility for Moscow's invasion. While expressing optimism about a potential peace deal after U.S.-Russia talks, Trump pressured Zelensky to hold elections, aligning with a key Russian demand, and rebuked him for complaining about exclusion from Saudi Arabia. The U.S. president also suggested that he could meet up Russian President Vladimir Putin before the end of the month as Washington overhauls its stance towards Russia in a shift that has alarmed European leaders.
Well, much more confident. They were very good. Russia wants to do something. They want to stop the savage barbarianism. I mean, what's going on over there? Its soldiers are being killed by the thousands on a weekly basis. It's ridiculous.
Zelensky had earlier criticized the U.S.-Russia talks for excluding Kiev, saying efforts to end the war must be fair and involve European countries, while postponing his own trip to Saudi Arabia. The Ukrainian leader's comments appeared to incense Trump, who proceeded to launch a series of attacks on Zelensky. European leaders are increasingly fearful that Trump is giving too many concessions to Russia in his pursuit of the Ukraine deal that he promised to seal even before taking office. However, Trump insisted that his only goal was peace to end the largest land war in Europe since World War II. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.